quick overview of some of the platform features. By no means is it everything. You should definitely set up a demo with us if you want to see things in more detail, but just want to give you a very high level to save on your time. So let's start here real quick. Let's focus on the user experience first. So like your athlete or your person coming into the gym. So they're going to have a dashboard. They're going to have a bunch of information on that dashboard to see what classes they have upcoming, to see what ones they're attending, which ones they've attended in the past. They also have a lot of different places where they can track personal records. They can search this information. They can look it up and then go ahead and click in that. We got videos. They can add history. There's a whole bunch of different things that they can do inside of there. And then once they find one that they actually may have some records for, we keep track of the records. We show the different dates. We keep notes. There's a bunch of different cool things that they can do there. And keep in mind later, there's some cool stuff if you're tracking different PRs like weightlifting movements and things. You actually see how that can be used later. Benchmark workouts, they can go in, track those, but also if they're used as a workout or a class, they also get tracked here, which is also really cool with the same graph. And their history is just a history of all their classes and everything they've taken. They can go back and look at those. They can compare those like benchmarks and even look at the different scores and things between the different dates and things like that. So that's quickly there. They obviously can manage their account and do a bunch of stuff, but that's basically what I wanted to show you on that. The classes area is what everyone sees. You can see all the classes coming up, the different gyms that are doing them. Now, if you do the member app version of our plan, your athletes or your clients would only see your specific content. But this is right now kind of seeing everything from the community viewpoint. All right, so let's, very high level, I'm not going to get into the classes just yet, but let's jump into what we can actually do here on the back end. So once you've created a channel as a coach or owner of this channel, as we call it, you have a bunch of different things you can do. So first off, you're going to set up your information. You have physical locations, or maybe you're just virtual only. That's fine. You can connect your Stripe account to make sure that you get your payments daily. You can have waivers set up. You can have required videos that need to be watched before people can go in. You can customize your member app with background images and button colors and all that fun stuff. And then as you kind of go down here, there's just a few more things that you want to jump into. The ones that you might want to notice here are the calendar, membership, and store iframe links. These could go onto your website so that you can have direct information for those types of things on your website without having to make everyone come to ours. Got plan information. Your plan information, again, you can break it up. You have gym management, you have virtual fitness, and you have member app. Now, what you're seeing is $0 here, obviously because we're in testing mode, but basically each one of those segments is $50 for gym management, $50 for virtual fitness, and $25 for member app. You can use basically any of them independent other than the member app, which goes with one of the first two. But basically $50 a month gets you a full gym management system, and that's it. We can go way deep into the details and all the features, but you can come and take a look at this and play around yourself to get an idea. You've got user access area, which is basically just going to be your coaches or admins or who has access into your thing. You have memberships that you can create. This one's actually kind of cool to talk about because you can create a membership any way you want. Obviously, you have a title, a description, and then you can talk about membership prices. And then you can start getting into some stuff like, do I want to have introductory price? When do I want this to renew? Is it a monthly, weekly, yearly, or maybe every 6 months? Or you can even limit uses of this. So you can create punch card types of information. So like someone could have a 30-day punch card that's only good for 10 uses, different things like that. And then obviously you can add coupon codes and discounts and things like that to any membership. So it's pretty much any way you can slice and dice a membership, it shows up in here. Schedule. This is a big one, so there's a lot of things you can do with the schedule. Obviously, you can go in, you can see your schedule, you can click on any of these and go into that specific class, view it, edit it, whatever. But when you're creating a class, what's important to know is that you can create a custom class, which is just, you start from scratch. You can create a class from a template, meaning that you can create a custom template that has basic default information in it so you can quickly add classes. And then you can create one from a class history. So maybe there's a class you did, or a week of classes even that you had did, last year or months ago, and you're like, I want to repeat that. Well, you can repeat a specific class, or even over here where it says clone week, you can clone an entire week forward to help you manage quickly in updating your class schedule. You can even add benchmarks. So we have 210 benchmarks, currently adding more every day. If you want to just grab a benchmark, put it in, say Fran, or some kind of a tribute workout or hero or girls workout, you could have those things into there, and we're obviously adding more every day. I'm not going to get into the details of those. I'll show you how to do it later, but there's a bunch of different things you can do inside of classes and scheduling. We also have member management. So obviously you can see your members, you can manage their information, you can see what classes they've taken, you can see what things that they purchased, you can add credit cards to their systems, you can add offline cash and payment to their systems. There's a bunch of different things inside of the membership management area. You can even import your members bulk. So important thing people always ask is, how do I get stuff transferred over? Well, it's really easy. We create an export file, we import it in, all your members are in, we can add your memberships, we can add your old workouts, bunch of different cool ways that we can get you up and running very quickly. Playlists really only applies to users who are using virtual, because if you're going to be recording your classes or storing those live, you can actually create playlists of those classes to either just organize your content like a YouTube playlist, or to actually sell a playlist. You can put whatever workouts or classes you want into a specific playlist and actually sell that as a bundle, which is another way you can kind of have recurring revenue set up there. Reports, bunch of different kinds of reports. We have membership reports, tell you what memberships, when they're gonna expire, things like that. Payment reports tells you, what money's coming in, when it came in, what type of money it was, who did it. You can look at, types of information, how much it was, what cards they used, fun stuff like that. You have class performance reports. You can look at what class it was, who was the coach of it, how many people were in person, how many online, how many checked in, how many were on demand, total views, a whole bunch of information there, plus best times to actually create your classes if you're looking to add another one. At-risk members just tells you, hey, here's our members that had a membership who haven't checked in more than a certain amount of days. Coaches report, how many classes your coaches have actually done, maybe within a certain time period. Maybe that's how you manage payment. We'll have to see how you might use that one differently, but basically coaches are using it to manage that information. Ticket balance, if you purchase tickets, if you don't use tickets, not a big deal, but tickets are a currency to purchase classes if people don't have membership. And then just straight store orders, which we don't have any in this example, but people use your e-commerce store. They can buy drinks, buy merch, buy whatever, and we show that as a record in here. So that was reports. Let me talk about the last couple over here real quick. Communication. So in our communication area, we have two things. We have messages, which you can send out custom messages to groups of different people. So you have active members, different customers, maybe users, which are your internal people, followers, people who just like your channel, imported people, memberships that are inactive, children that are like children of members, or just custom add them yourself. Or if you do a competition, at some level you can email and text message anyone that was in that specific competition. So you can see here, you can SMS or email. Obviously you have a few more. You have a subject, you have upload images, video links, attachments, different things you can do there. SMS is pretty basic. Plus you have short keys that you can import information like their names, your channel name, your channel link, your channel schedule, your plans, things like that. So, and then down here you can manage what was sent, how many people received it, all those fun things. The other part of communication is announcements, and that is just something like, for example, we moved one of our classes to tomorrow, and so we just put up an announcement that says, hey, Power Hour will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Wednesday this week. So that's going to show up now on the top of the class and schedule screen so that people can know that that was an announcement. But other announcements, you can set them to be time boxed. So you can say, I want this to start and end at certain times. So maybe they're just for a day, maybe they're for a week. For instance, the Open's going on right now. So you might want to say, hey, make sure you register for the Open. It might be an announcement that stays up for 3 weeks or whatever might be going on. And then the store, again, pretty simple. You can create categories, you can create discount codes, you can create items, you can create sub-items, you can create equipment lists, discounts, all these fun things. And then these show up on your store pages if you create anything here. So that's cool, but you have to have a Stripe account set up to be able to do the store. Otherwise, there's no way for us to pay you out. So that's a very shotgun list of what we do here. Obviously, there's so much stuff in depth. One thing I do want to show you is some of the cool features on an actual class. So let's go into one of our classes that we have, Power Hour, and let's go edit that class. So when you're editing the class, obviously, if it's online and in person, you could do both. If it's one or the other, you're going to have different options. But I'm not going to go over kind of how to set up the class, but I want to go down a little bit in here into what we call sections. This is where you're building out your class and different information. You can, as you see, we have some defaults in here. We have a TBD for a warm-up, Metcon, and cool down. So that's our template structure for how we do these classes. Let's just say for your Metcon, okay, we're going to edit the Metcon. We want to do some different things in here. Well, one thing we could do is we could say, you know what, for Metcon today, we're actually going to do a benchmark. We're going to do Fran. And so I could just go ahead and click Fran, and it would pre-populate Fran into there. And now I have this benchmark workout that gets tracked across all my benchmarks. Or maybe I want to do a strength session. And so we have this new thing called lift percentages, which is really cool. So if I go into here and I say I want to create maybe a 3x2 lift, I want to do it at 90% of my 1 rep max for front squat. That's pretty cool. We can add that in there. Great. That shows up here. I can do a bunch of other things. I can create a range. I can create custom where I can create multiple different variations. So I can create a 80, a 90, a whatever, a 70 inside of here. So if I said I wanted to have an 80% row, I wanted to have a 90% row, etc. You can see you can add all those fun things. But what's cool about this is after you add all this and you save your class, that lift percentages is going to show up here now. Check this out. So what this actually is a number based off of my PR. I said PRs would come back into this later. What's cool about this is now I have a front squat PR for 1 rep max, and it's saying 90% of that is this, which is great, so that I know personally as a user, when you set this class to be a 3x2 front squat, that's my weight, but everyone else will see their own weights, which is built into there, which is really fun. Last couple of cool things on the class page is the calculator. People can easily go in here and put in weights themselves if they don't know what their weights are, get quick information, or even people that have trouble counting their plates, they can choose their kilos or pounds, what barbell they're using. And I can say, I'm using 245s, 225s, and 25s. Okay, 195 pounds, great, done. Much easier than trying to add it all in your head. Bunch of cool features, comments, comment feature, leaderboards, scoreboards, a whole bunch of stuff all built in. I forgot to jump on a live class, so let's do that real quick. So I have this Stream Fitness demo. Basically, I'm the coach, so I'm going to go ahead and start the class, but you can, it would say join class, and you would use your membership or your tickets or whatever if you were coming in the other way, but let's go ahead and start the class and jump on. It's going to ask me to get permissions. I'm on my computer right now. It does the same thing for a phone or an iPad or a tablet, but it asks you kind of what cameras you want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let me first actually get set up where I'm going to be in my gym so it actually looks legit. Here we go. So I'm going to hit confirm. And there we are. There's Mike. Getting ready, getting warmed up. Awesome. So a couple small things that I just want to mention about this. So like as I'm the coach, I'm coming on, I can see Mike, he can hear me, he can see me, I can see him. That's the idea here. But on the right-hand side, there's a whole bunch of things. I've got a chat icon. I can do voice chat. I can do text chat. I can type things in there. Here's where I can see the workout. So again, I programmed it. I have my warm-up here. I can set my timer. As I'm setting this, Mike is seeing the timer on his end. There's going to be a countdown, so he's getting ready for the countdown to the warm-up. So in this specific timer, great, 3, 2, 1, go. Mike would be starting his warm-up, right? I mean, he could do it or not. It's up to him. But yeah, so like he's working on that, and then like we go through that for 5 minutes. And then maybe after that we go to strength. Strength, we're going to have information in there about that. And then notice the workout today is Fran. Awesome. Well, with Fran, we already have that built in. We already have the timers built in. And so we can go through and like switch over to that if we wanted, hit confirm, switch the timers, go that route. And then obviously we get to the last thing, which is cool down. And you can see I have a different interval timer built in here. I can do anything I want here. I have a 1 minute round, a 2 minute round, and another 1 minute round. And what's cool about it is the timer just is built in like that. It works just like that. I can even see my equipment movements if I really wanted to kind of build that into there. I can see the participants who joined. Mike's on there, like I said, and I can even hit this record button right here. It pops up, says if you'd like to record. I'm not going to do it this time, but I could record this class. It would be on demand later. A couple other small things. Everyone has this option. This button right here is a screen share option. If I do that, Mike can actually see my screen. So if I wanted to share something on my screen, just like you would for a Zoom call or anything like that, I can share and change the way I have my layout. We're looking at more a gallery view here. So I'm seeing myself, same size as Mike, or I can go back to which is like a coach view or more of like a normal view. So I can click on mine, have mine be the focus, have him be the focus. So again, if you're coaching, you can do that. Or if you're even watching, you can do that. Lots of different other things inside of here. As a coach, I can mute all. I can mute others on entry. I can change my cameras. I can make my stuff a little bit slightly bigger. I can check my connection strength. If you ever have a problem with connection, you know kind of how good it is. 5 is the best. 1 is the worst. So there's a bunch of different settings inside of here that you can use and look at. Turn your camera off, turn your camera on, mute yourself, fun stuff like that. So it's a really robust virtual system as well as the gym management part of it. So anyway, Mike, hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate your time. We'll jump on a workout again later sometime. So I'm gonna exit out of here. Great. I'm gonna leave, go back to the class. Now I could have done it in the class, but now that I'm here, I can go in and enter my scores and say, oh, my Fran time was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Awesome. And if I click save, it's actually going to save it in my benchmarks, which is really cool. So because it's a benchmark, it knows it. So it'll actually track the date, track the time, track all that kind of stuff. And so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to save it. Great. Now if I go to the leaderboard, I can see that I have my score in here. Anyone else that would have done it, their scores would be in here as well. I can go in and see if I had any notes, what my time was, all that fun stuff. So again, lots of cool information, lots of stuff here. We still haven't even scratched the surface of what we can do for you guys. What I would ask is that you guys reach out to us if you have any questions at support@streamfitness.live, or you can reach out and set up a demo, demo.streamfitness.live. But hopefully you guys got what you needed, and we'll see you on the stream. Take it easy.